Wait. This just came out 2 hours ago. Asmongold just ended Hasan. What could have possibly just happened?
This will go down as the most hilarious self-inflicted meltdown of all time.
Oh, we talking about Hasan's generational crash out? I know, man. Hey. But he did get a big W over one person, a 74-year-old man. Yep, he really bodied him. Other than that, he's been getting ass fucked by everybody else. I ain't gonna lie.
As what started as just a bad debate performance.
You f***ing moron!
But he's not mad, guys. He's not mad. He's really not mad.
Piece of shit.
What?
Because Iraq and the pan-Arabic nationalist movements. Iraqis,
Dude, you screaming and grandstanding doesn't mean you're right.
Iraqi government
spiraled in.
God, the way that he talks, you can just tell that he is so desperate for people to believe him. It's actually insane. Like, he is desperation incarnate. It's nuts.
To potential jail time.
I might literally be going to jail
on their hands.
Now,
He's not. He's just really trying to make it seem like he needs sympathy and people to support him right now. He lied about being interviewed. He lied about potentially going to jail. He's going to be completely fine. I'll be real, man. Millionaires don't go to jail, and his father would bail him out regardless.
although his streaming platform, Twitch, can protect him by apparently blocking all attempts to report his violations, they can't protect him from customs and border protection, as they stopped him when re-entering the country.
They're asking me about Trump. They're asking me about, like, Hamas, and do you think Hamas is a terror group or a resistance group? Like, he just kept asking over and over again. Depending on how I answer those questions, like, I'm going to jail. Because he left, went away for like 35 minutes, came back, and then he asked, like, actionable items. But a lot of the that, like, the Ethan Kleins of the world have, like, cried about over and over again were unironic.
The reason why he was pausing so hard is because he wasn't sure if he was going to call them the Ethan Kleins of the world, or if he was going to call a bunch of content creators and convict them of crimes, or allege that they did crimes once again. It's very hard for Hasan to stop doing that, like calling Asmongold the murderer of his mother. Yeah, it's very hard for him just to use any word that isn't going to defame or slander any other person in the space.
Likely brought up in that conversation. The very fact that
I want to remind you that Hasan has a very small head.
that was like a point of contention that could have gotten me arrested is insane. And I genuinely in that moment was thinking, like, these fucking dumb slop tubers are actually playing with fire.
Now, it sounds like Hasan is blaming all the YouTubers that cover his content as to why the country would be concerned with his comments, conveniently ignoring it's his own words and actions that caused this. Now, I'm not going to do a deep dive into why it's...
You know who else forgot that? Twitch themselves. Twitch, you're doing a great job of doing absolutely fucking nothing.
...believed he supports terror, as insanely...
Wait, he does got a tiny head. I know. You've noticed. I've made you aware.
Me just showing his clips could be enough to ban a channel like mine. So I just want to talk about how the once top political streamer on Twitch is basically being taken down by a guy they call the Roach King. As Asmongold, who is a friend of the channel, spoke about the implication that he was involved in Hasan's detainment.
I take absolutely no responsibility in Hasan getting detained, but I wish I did. The fact is that he does support propaganda. Would you want the TSA and the people that are vetting the individuals?
And here's the really scary thing about Asmongold, is that he's not a guy who goes around just slinging baseless slander. Everything he says has a purpose. So when he speaks, people listen. And that's the difference between him and Hasan. And that's why Asmongold doing Hasan's main job as a side gig is actually doing better than Hasan doing his main job as a main job.
Coming inside of our country to do additional questioning towards people that have a record for supporting known groups.
And also addresses how Hasan isn't a journalist, but a Twitch streamer.
Sometimes I do actually do journalism.
Journalism is when you tell people that they're like anime characters. I don't want to be too particularly mean, but if Hasan was as big of a journalist as he claims he would be, maybe Bernie Sanders would sit down with him for more than 15 minutes. Not trying to be mean, but you're a streamer. Stop trying to act like you're a journalist.
I know.
As Zach's calm demeanor really highlights how Hasan isn't.
Can all of you just collectively shut your stupid fucking woke mouths up? Is that okay? Can we just shut the fuck up collectively?
Loud lies lose to quiet truth. That's gotta be the tagline to this channel now, as it really seems the more angry and emotional you get, the more incorrect the core of your argument is. And as Hasan continues to tumble down the path of irrelevance, the more he's going to attack anybody laughing at him as he descends. As he's mad at Ethan.
What's great is that what Hasan doesn't realize is right now he's in his boom period where everybody's talking about him. And he's gaining a lot of followers. But what he doesn't realize is these followers are only going there to shit on him. And once it becomes less popular to shit on Hasan for his very real action that he has very really done, oh man, the fall off is going to be astronomical, and the crash out is going to get even worse, and we all know it.
Ethan's coverage of his crash out.
And you barely get 3.4 million views on it. What a fucking flop, dude. Oh my God. What is this? Currently sitting at minus 50,000. Oof. Oof.
Saying barely 3.4 million views just says you were going to criticize his view count before you saw his view count.
Only 3.4 mil. Man, pathetic. All right, dude.
As it basically picks up right off when he left YouTube in terms of views.
Yep.
And the whole losing 50,000 subscribers isn't necessarily a bad thing after a hiatus when you have over 5 million. It just shows his fundamental misunderstanding of how YouTube works.
No, he totally gets it, but he misconstrues the truth as much as he possibly can to try to convince his audience that he isn't getting absolutely ass fucked by this fat Jewish man.
And to briefly break it down, you don't want to have subscribers that don't want to watch your videos because...
Yeah, Jewish man. The thing that Hasan really fucking hates. Those guys.
Whenever someone sees you in their feed and doesn't want to watch you, it just tells the Google algorithm that this is a video that nobody likes. So sometimes shedding subscribers can be a positive, especially when pivoting content style.
Yeah.
But again, Hasan wasn't making fun of...
I lost over 300,000 subscribers while I simultaneously gained 270,000 subscribers. And overall, it says I lost 30K subs, but I gained 270,000 people who are willing to watch my variety content. But I lost 300,000 people who are only going to watch Genshin. But there's the thing, I don't plan on covering Genshin, so I don't need those people.
Ethan's views or subscriber numbers, he was just projecting his own insecurities, as he's currently losing viewership to Asmongold.
Yep.
12 hours, 580,000 views.
Asmongold.
Finally answers the big question. 992,000 views. This is just his clip channel. Let me show you his other channel, his YouTube channel. My
big plug.
To Content Cop. About this Content Cop. He can't stop talking about me. Asmongold is officially North America's most watched streamer so far in 2025. He currently has more hours watched than Kai Cenat and iShowSpeed.
To which Asmon turned into more content.
Let me show you his other channel.
He's saying my channel's doing really well. Yeah, thanks, man. Future fans. I mean, it's +2, right?
Peaceful protest got so much worse. 22,000.
I think it's funny.
22 hours ago. There it is.
They love it. That's my favorite part about this, is he's trying to make me out like I'm this awful guy. They think that is funny. Yeah, there it is. I mean, honestly, I'm glad. Because, like, you know, for a long time, you know, Hasan would bring guests over and show them terrorist propaganda.
I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shoot. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
And now he's just complaining about my YouTube channel. So I actually think this is a pretty big improvement.
And as...
Yeah, man, Hasan can become the biggest #1 Asmongold reactor, bro. That's great for him, bro. That's great.
Someone that
the world's
also
healing.
Content that Asmongold also reacts to, getting 8 times the views. I find it hilarious that this angers Hasan so much, as that's just the online content game. Hasan reacts to Fox News the same way Zach reacts to you, and if you don't like what he has to say, don't watch it. And if you're jealous of his success, just use it as motivation to elevate yourself, as spreading lies about him to your audience does nothing.
India had Gandhi. It's the country.
He really thinks it does, and that's the thing. That's the only thing Hasan knows how to do. He sits on other creators to hopefully get his audience to bully those creators. He doesn't say anything that's rooted in any reality whatsoever. He just makes shit up to defame people and hope to God his audience believes it, and creates this reality where he hopes his audience will be conditioned into only watching him. It is pathetic.
Fairly balanced take.
Hasan is quite literally just a lolcow in 2025.
Dude, Asmongold would literally laugh at you being ethnically if you're Indian, okay? He thinks brown people are inferior. What the f are you talking about?
I think they're great people. I'd love to go to India. I think their culture is great. I wouldn't necessarily eat some of the street food there.
That's what I said.
But I have a tremendous respect for them, and I think that it's totally unfair the amount of negative sentiment and negative criticism they get here in America because of call centers over there. I think it's total bullshit. And I was one of the...
To be fair, I've been scammed by the call center like 3 times by now, so I understand that people are upset by that shit. I'm just gonna be real. Like, I've lost thousands of dollars due to that shit, bro, but maybe it's just because I'm stupid.
Only people that has actively defended Indians from the, zeitgeist of Indian, anti-Indian rhetoric.
Which
Let me Google that word. That's a really cool sounding word, a zeitgeist. German term meaning spirit of age. Zeitgeist describes the dominant mindset, values, and cultural trends that characterize a specific historical period. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna steal that word. That's a great word.
just goes to show how, again, whether it's view counts or views towards specific people, I don't think Hasan actually has anything to stand on. He just wants to label anybody that endangers his relevance as evil people do not listen to, as even at his in-person appearance.
I bet you Hasan is gonna go through Asmongold's family records through his mom and his dad and find out they did some horrible shit in fucking 1980 and then fucking badmouth Asmon for it. Because that's how fucked he is. He's gonna do it. It's not like he hasn't already done that before. He's gonna do something low down, fucking despicable as shit. But we'll see. If there's a thing with Hasan is you can constantly be surprised by how big of a piece of shit he is on a day-to-day basis.
He's still talking about Asmon.
At first, I wanted people to talk about politics because I thought like there were a lot of progressive people out there. And then Asmongold became the largest political content creator on the platform, and some
He talked about them at a public college meetup? Holy shit!
people know who that is, but he's a right-wing commentator now, the biggest
He's not even right-wing. What are we talking about?
right-wing commentator in North America, actually. And now I'm like, maybe don't talk about politics. It's better if they stay apolitical.
I really wonder if Hasan regrets switching from his original bro persona to this holier-than-thou leftist activist that's always one misstep away from being cannibalized by his own. But I guess that's why this crash out is so satisfying, as I believe he was just on cruise control with his content, constantly trying to cater to an increasingly more extreme audience he's cultivated, not understanding that just because he's Twitch's favorite streamer that gets absurd levels of preference and protection, that he wouldn't face actual consequences from how extreme his statements have become. Meanwhile, you got the Roach King casually lapping you in your own field with zero risk of going to prison.
How is this crap out still going? I don't even think it's begun yet.
This might be my favorite crash out of all time, and I think it's gonna get worse.
I think it's only the beginning. This is it.
Loud lies lose the quiet truth. So don't let them hide everything else we find. Make sure you're subscribed with those notifications on.
Bro, this channel is fucking awesome. What a good ass video. What a good ass video. Boys, if you guys want to go subscribe to this guy, this shit was dope. Man, we are finding a lot of gold lately, man. But yeah, I mean, Asmon's bodying Hasan in this fight right now. 0 difficulty. It's not even close.